is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
It's time for Angel Spring Training Baseball. Tonight from Salt River Fields at Talking Stick in Scottsdale, Arizona, the Angels take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. It's our pleasure to be with you here for Angels Baseball. Let's get to the early news before we get into some other things with you here tonight. The Vernon Wells deal to the Yankees is official. You can see the Angels acquiring a couple of young minor leaguers from New York. Vernon Wells was in the starting lineup today in left field for the New York Yankees. Back here now to Scottsdale, and Jose, pretty good pitching matchup on tap for us here this evening. We'll have a couple of guys who figure to be opening day starters opposing each other tonight.
Well, these two guys, you talk about Jared Weaver and Ian Kennedy, combined to win 35 games last year. Even though their numbers are not very good this spring, don't worry about that. They need to be at a point where they're going to be stretched out here today. They will compete with every single pitch. They know what it takes to get ready, and I will think that they're more than ready to take them out on opening day.
Well, we'll see how Jared Weaver takes control of the baseball here as he gets ready to go for the Angels tonight here in Arizona. Alongside of us is Angels pitching coach Mike Butcher. Mike, you might have to dodge a baseball or two here, so look out. Great to have you with us here tonight. And let's talk a little bit about how spring training has gone for the Angels. Maybe give us some of the things you've been pleased about as far as the pitching staff and maybe some concerns.
Well, I mean, overall, I think we're doing okay. You know, the bottom line is for our guys to go out there and get their innings in and build on that. Our bullpen's getting their work in and what have you. But, you know, I don't really look as much at the numbers during spring training. I look at the track record of all of our starters and all of our relievers. And you kind of go into the season with that. As long as they're at a point where they feel good and they're able to go out there and compete, that's what we're looking for.
You talk about Weaver and competing, Mike. How important is it that you see the ball coming out of his hands? He's coming up as a start against the minor leaguers. He threw very well in the last 20, 25 pitches. What would you like to see from Weaver here tonight?
I'd like to see him go out there and just get his work in, number one. Obviously, I want him to feel good about his stuff and go out there, just go out there and compete, get deep into the game today, see where we come out of. You know, we really just want to be comfortable out on the mound.
Mike, give us an update on Ryan Matson. I know he's been throwing some bullpens for you, been throwing long toss. How's he coming along?
Ryan Matson's doing extremely well. I played some long toss today, long toss, one hop. Scheduled for a bullpen tomorrow. He's feeling really good with his arm strength. His endurance is getting better, and we're just going to keep moving on from there.
How do you feel about how your bullpen is coming along, and what areas are you looking to improve in the back end?
Well, obviously, I think we're looking to improve a lot in our back end. You know, the last couple of years hasn't been a great success for us. I'm looking for these guys to step up. I think when Ryan Matson does come back, I think it's going to lock down our bullpen even a lot more. But Frieri's coming along well. Burnett had a little setback early on in spring. Scotty Downs threw a nice bullpen today. He'll be scheduled to pitch later on this week 2 more times. Yeah, I think it's coming together well. Jeffson's been throwing the ball fine. So we got some guys that are doing a nice job. And, you know, when the season starts, I'm looking for these guys to go out there and get those outs for us.
Mike, how did Tommy Hansen look last night? He pitched in the AAA game. He's been bothered by some triceps issues.
He was fine. You know, he held his velocity throughout the game. He got up to 87 pitches, threw the ball extremely well. As far as him going out there, getting his 6 ups is what we were looking for. He's got one more start before we get into the season, so, you know, we'll see what goes from there.
At this point, how much do you gauge, evaluate early performance from Weaver as to what might you talk to him about during the game to see him finish off?
Well, I mean, you know, realistically, these guys, I mean, they've been through seasons, obviously, before. Spring training's all about preparation and getting ready. The main issue for me is getting out of here healthy. And like I said before, you know, the track record of these guys is going to take them through the season. But I just want him to go out there, just mix his pitches, have a nice mix of pitches, have a good feel for what he's doing, and just going out there and compete. And when opening day starts and he's our guy out there, then, you know, we want to go out there and give us a chance to win a ball game.
Hey, Mike, really appreciate the visit, and we'll see you when the Angels get back to Southern California. It's the Angels taking on the Diamondbacks. It's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
It is another beautiful setting here in the Desert Night Baseball here on Fox Sports West and the Angels Baseball Network on AM 830. As the lineups are being exchanged, and here in this beautiful setting, Salt River Fields at Talking Sticks. The starting lineup is brought to you by McDonald's. For the Angels, discover a different side of McDonald's with the new hot and spicy McChicken sandwich. Tender, crispy, and spicy in every bite. There's more unexpected tastes to love at McDonald's. For the Angels, leading off in center field is Peter Borges. Borges batting .352. Batting second, J.B. Shuck. He's done well himself. He's in left field. Shuck hitting .357. Cole Calhoun going for a late surge here, batting third in right field. He's hitting only .200. Hank Conger has been tremendous. He's driven in a team-leading 15 runs. He's hitting fourth. Conger is the Angels catcher. Brennan Harris has played good baseball at second base, batting fifth. Efrain Navarro has seen a lot of playing time. This will be the 21st game for Navarro at first base. He's batting sixth. Luis Jimenez, they call him Lucho Jimenez. He is at third base, batting seventh. He himself has really gotten an extended look all the way around. Still with a chance to crack the roster. Jimenez is at third, batting seventh. Andrew Romine has been solid at batting eighth at shortstop. And Weaver did the weave. Jared Weaver is the Angels pitcher, batting ninth under National League rules here against the D-backs. As they have taken the field, they will have Willie Blomqvist leading off at short. Gerardo Parra is batting second in right field. Team Prado, one of the best all-around players in all of baseball. Prado, versatile, and he can really swing the bat. Prado is at third base, batting third. Aaron Hill, Southern California product, is at second base, batting fourth. Tremendous power for the little guy. Miguel Montero, solid catcher, is batting fifth. Paul Goldschmidt having a tremendous spring. Goldschmidt hitting .434, is at first base, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Jason Kugel. Slow start for him here in the spring. His low finish too, hitting under .200, but don't worry about Kugel too much. He's going to provide some power out of that lineup. Kugel is in left field, batting seventh. Batting eighth is A.J. Pollock in center field for the Diamondbacks. Aim batting ninth on the mound from Huntington Beach, Ian Kennedy. Great setting overall, Terry. Let's just say that here at this place, they got it right. It is a beautiful facility all the way around, and many players actually don't want to go to the regular facilities to begin the season.
Yeah, we've kind of joked around in the past when we've been here. We haven't been here all that often. This is the first visit all spring, and of course tomorrow wraps up the Cactus League, but this is almost a place where you would think maybe the Diamondbacks might play a regular season series if they just had a few more seats here. This is a very nice setting, a fan-friendly ballpark, and they're packed in tonight for baseball here as the Angels get ready to take on the D-backs. We are just about set for the action. Leading things off tonight for the Angels is Peter Borges. Set, getting the sign is Kennedy. He's ready, and the first pitch. That one misses a little bit low and away. We're underway, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Peter having a nice spring, hitting over .350. He has his father Chris here tonight watching him, and the pitch on its way. That one is in there for a called strike.
Well, you bring that up because we saw Chris Borges leaving the field around, 3:30-ish or so?
We sure did.
He was already scouting minor league games here.
Yep. Here's the 1-1 on Peter, and he fouls that one back behind the plate. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So a little scouting in the morning, in the afternoon, and then come watch your son and scout a little bit more here in the evening. Why not?
The life of a baseball scout goes on forever, it seems. Here's the pitch, and there's a bunt, a good one on the third base side. Very good bunt, and no chance for even a throw to first base by Prado, the third baseman. Borges couldn't have dropped one down any nicer. He's on with a leadoff bunt single.
Those are the things we're talking about. Well, a guy like Peter Borges gets a chance to lead off. Looking forward to getting up there 4 or 5 times. You start working on some things and trying to perfect some wrinkles, and there's one of them. The bunting game.
So Peter is on, and the batter now is J.B. Shuck. Shuck has had a solid spring for the Angels. He's opened up some eyes here this spring. He can play all 3 outfield positions. He's hitting over .350. He's a left-handed batter, and he can run a little bit as well. He's had some major league experience with the Astros in the past, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0.
He's been pretty much a gap-to-gap hitter.
solid contact, puts the ball in play, and not afraid to hit deep in a count. It's been fun to watch.
Here's the pitch, and he lifts that one in the air into center field. It's a routine play. Camping under is A.J. Pollock, and he retires J.B. Shuck, and that's the first out.
There's one at bat he'd love to have back. Hit and run play on, and obviously the job you got to do is hit the ball on the ground. Mike Sosha aggressively right away, testing some of these guys, Terry. I like that.
So the batter now is Cole Calhoun. He's fighting for a roster spot as well. Many of the players in this lineup fighting for roster spots. Calhoun this spring is hitting right at 200. He's a Valley native, and the toss over to first base. Back to the bag goes Borges.
Well, Sosha wasted no time, Terry, in letting J.B. Shuck know to get on top of the baseball on a hit and run.
Kennedy working from the stretch. 28-year-old right-hander. Toss over to first base, and diving back goes Borges. Kennedy is not a guy who's going to overwhelm you with velocity. Fastball, he'll top out around 92. He has a good sinker, good changeup. He'll throw a slider and a curveball. 15-game winner last year for the D-backs. Here's the pitch, and that one misses outside for a ball.
Kennedy is one of those guys described by many in baseball as a guy that knows what to do with the ball. He really has become a complete pitcher in so many ways. Came up with the Yankees, a lot of hype, who he was going to be, and he really has settled down very well, winning 21 games just 2 seasons ago.
You look at his record last year and then the 21 wins that he had in 2011 for Arizona. He's 36-16 the last 2 years.
That's pitching half of the game in a very good hitter's ballpark, too.
Right. 1-0 to count the pitch. That's a bouncer right by the catcher Montero, so that easily moves up Borges to second base. He's in scoring position on the wild pitch.
So somehow the Angels got Borges to second base, not on the hit and run, but here with a little help from Ian Kennedy. A ball that Miguel Montero could not do much about. He's one of the best back there, too, behind the plate.
He wasn't quite able to get his body in front of that one. He just tried to play the short hop, if you will, with the glove, and it skipped right by him. 2-0 is the count. Conger, the cleanup batter, waiting on deck. Here's the pitch, and that one is high and away. Pujols, Trout, Hamilton, Ibar, Kendrick, Trumbo, Iannetta. None of them are here for this game.
They are done for the Cactus League portion of preseason.
The Angel lineup could be similar tomorrow, and maybe even some more players up from minor league camp in that lineup. The pitch, that's in there for a called strike. So it's 3-1 on Cole Calhoun. Calhoun's had 8 hits this spring, but 10 RBIs, so he certainly has made the most of the hits. He's 8 for 40. That's a 200 batting average here in the Cactus League. Next pitch, 3-1, and he throws that one by him.
And that's pretty much a challenge here. Go hit it. Plus, remember, this is really fine-tuning. You want to find out what your fastball is going to be doing when you reach back and let it go here. Not even a week away from an opening assignment.
So we'll see what happens on the 3-2. Everyone set. Here it comes. Lifted in the air. Foul down the left side. Backing out of play. The dimensions here. 345 down the lines. 410 to dead center. And the alleys go 390. And there is a lot of grass seating here. The berm and left to left center, right to right center, and boy, there are a lot of fans out there.
They pack them every day here.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Here's the next delivery, and that one is a pitch that is missed. The ball got away from Montero. Calhoun breaking for first, and he will be thrown out. Hustling over to third on that one will be Borges. So it's a strikeout. And then we'll see if it goes wild pitch or pass ball. In any case, Borges at third, and the batter will be Conger with 2 outs. Calhoun didn't realize that ball got away from the catcher, and he was just standing in the batter's box upset that he had struck out. Otherwise, he might have been able to beat the throw to first.
Montero himself did not know he had lost the ball off the webbing of his mitt.
They're going to score it as a wild pitch, the second in the inning by Kennedy. So here's Conger. And we'll see if he can get the runner in. Here's the pitch. He goes after the first one and fouls it off on the left side, backing out of play.
Oh, Han Conger has done everything in his power from the offensive side to be on the Angels club. It's going to come down to the wire. Chris Snyder is also on the roster here tonight. And he presents the biggest challenge to Hank Conger.
Conger's been the Angels' top RBI man this spring, and the pitch, he takes that one low. Mentioned he's batting cleanup. Power of the lineup. It's brought to you by Loan Mart. Need cash fast? If you have a car that's paid off or almost paid off, get $2,500 to $50,000 today with a quick and easy car title loan. Call 1-800-LOAN-MART today. Here's the next pitch. That's low. And that was a good block by the catcher Montero, as Kennedy's been bouncing pitches in here in this first inning.
There's going to be also an adjustment for Montero and for both casters here tonight. Conger himself behind the plate, playing under the lights. Just as it is for the hitters, it's the same view the catcher has, except there's a bat in front of their eyes whipping around.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at third, no score, just underway, top of the first, and the next delivery, Conger checks on that one, and they say he was holding. Alan Bailey is the home plate umpire. The umpires on the bases, Ted Barrett, Jordan Baker, and Quinn Walcott. Three balls, 1 strike on Conger. Here's the pitch. He chops it foul right over by the Angels dugout. And boy, they have some big dugouts here, don't they, Jose?
Big league all the way right here.
You could rent out some space in those dugouts. Maybe set up a little business during the game. They're so big.
Plenty of room. We see many dugouts through the years that start like that. Before you know it, they get the idea of building some suites right next to them.
Yeah.
Like Kansas City.
Like the Big A.
Yep.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled back behind the plate. That one almost went into the writers area here, just to our left.
Let's make sure Mike DiGiovanna and Jeff Fletcher and Alden Gonzalez are all okay up there.
I think AG's okay.
We don't want any of these guys to be on the DL before the season starts either.
That's right.
We don't want to have Mike Scioscia ask about the writers and why somebody is not here.
Full count on Conger, and he swings and misses that one. Struck him out, fooled him there, came in off speed, and that will end the inning. The Angels had a threat, end up leaving a runner at third. No runs. The Borges bunt single to start off the ball game. That was the only hit. No errors and 1 runner left. Half inning in the books here at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Bloomquist will lead things off here for Arizona. We go to the bottom of the first inning. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. So Bloomquist will lead it off. He's playing shortstop for them tonight. And here's the first pitch. That one from Jared Weaver up and in for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Weaver in his 3 starts for the Angels here in the Cactus League. No wins, no losses. ERA over 10. And the pitch. That one is up and in. 2-0 the count on Bloomquist. Bloomquist now 35 years old. He's a reserve for the Diamondbacks. Getting a start here tonight. Next pitch. He pops it up on the right side. The second baseman Harris went back a few feet on the outfield grass. Now comes back onto the infield dirt and puts it away. And that'll be the first out. Easy play. 1 gone. And Gerardo Parra will be the next batter. Parra's had a good spring. Driven in 15 runs for them. He's hitting just a little bit under 350 this spring.
It's been pretty productive overall considering he was out with Team Venezuela for the World Baseball Classic. He has driven them in bunches like Ken Conger has.
He's a left-handed batter, one of 3 they have in the lineup, and the pitch on its way. That one is outside. In the case of Parra with Team Venezuela in the WBC, they got knocked out quick, so that meant he wasn't gone all that long.
Yep. Yeah, they were embarrassed pretty much.
There's a pitch that missed outside. Weaver falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes on Parra with Prado, who came over from the Braves, waiting on deck. Here's the next pitch. And that is outside, and Weaver falls behind 3-0. Infield is back. The outfield is straight away. Jared's pitch right in there for a called strike. Around the infield, Angels look like this. Navarro playing first. Harris, the second baseman. Jimenez, the third baseman, and Romine is the shortstop. And Conger is doing the catching tonight. Next delivery, and that's in there for a called strike.
Well, Powell thought it was a little too generous on a 3-1. The fastball ran slightly back over the plate.
That was about belt high, that pitch. So Weaver's gotten a couple of strikes now as he's battled back against Parra. And here's the next delivery. And that one on the 3-2 misses a little low and outside. He walks him. 1 out walk. Martin Prado, the next batter.
Well, we got to see Jared Weaver go to work with the base runners, and he has gotten excellent at that. Weaver allowed 27 stolen bases back in 2010. Only 9 stolen bases allowed last year with 9 caught stealing. So a combination of he and the guys behind the plate, and he and giving them a chance to throw people out.
Here's Prado batting, and he takes that pitch for a called strike. Right-handed batter. He hit just over 300 for Atlanta last season. He's a former All-Star. And he was acquired back in late January from the Braves in the Justin Upton deal. Another native of Venezuela. Here's the pitch, and that's low, blocked nicely by Conger. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Excellent reaction right there by the young man. A little quicker than what we saw Montero doing that first inning with Kennedy on the mound. Centering the ball and keeping that body soft is a key.
Prado, who's batting for the D-backs, hitting a .244 this spring. He's a guy that can play a lot of positions. Very good player. Underrated player, really.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, last year when nobody was better, 2 strikes. Hit close to .290 with 2 strikes on him last year.
Yeah, that's off the charts.
Plus, as you mentioned, he'll play a lot of positions for you. He's a tremendous clubhouse presence.
He's a career .295 hitter. Weaver's pitch. Breaking ball. That one is lined and caught by Harris. Fires back to first. Just a little late, trying to double up the runner Parra at first base. Brendan Harris with a good vertical leap there to nab that one. That's the second out.
Brendan Harris using his experience. A little bluff at first base by Parra. He doesn't break all the way to second base. Holds his ground, and look what happens. He finds the baseball. One of the things that is taught to young second basemen earlier in their careers, and they have a tendency, of course, for lack of experience, to break to the bag immediately when the guy's bluffing at first base and giving up all that ground.
Here's Aaron Hill batting. He's hitting cleanup for them. He takes a called strike.
It's also one of those things that you don't learn until a lot of repetition, because you're so afraid that the guy's going to end up trying to steal the base and you're not going to be there covering the base.
Right-hander against right-hander. Hill was a .300 hitter last year, career high .302. Runner not going to pitch. It's hit hard but foul on the ground on the third base side.
Terry, this is about as active as I've seen Mike Scioscia. And keeping an eye on the position and also on the guy running. Yeah. Mike is really hands-on right now. Things that usually Dino Ebel and Alfredo Griffin handle.
Yeah, maybe a part of it has to do with Conger behind the plate.
He told Harris to get closer to the bag, to play Harrell to pull the ball.
Here's the pitch, and that comes up and in, and hit by that pitch is Hill. And it was Weaver. Weaver's getting the ball back. I don't know, Jared and the home plate umpire, Alan Bailey, had a little brief discussion right there.
Well, we've, of course, the competitive nature of him would say, hey, I think that was a foul ball. Wait a minute.
Yeah, maybe he thought Hill was doing a little acting there, that got a part of the bat as opposed to the hand. But the batter, Hill, is awarded first base, hit by the pitch, and now Montero will be the next batter. So Weaver's control has been off a bit here in this first inning, hitting a batter, walking a batter, and putting himself in some 2-out trouble. Montero at the plate, the pitch, and that one a little bit low.
There's something very important, and Weaver's always told me about this, repeating his delivery and driving down, first of all, with that front shoulder. As awkward and as unorthodox as that delivery is, there are some checkpoints for him. One of his front shoulder, the other one is the glove. Always that glove in the catcher to make sure he misses low.
Next pitch, and Montero takes that one. It's in there for a strike.
And of course, Weaver, because it is a high maintenance delivery, and mechanics are different than other pitchers, has himself, kind of pinned it down to 2 or 3 things to check on himself when he's lacking command, like he is now.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. Pitch is low. 2-1 to count. Montero has become one of the top catchers in the game. He had a career high 88 RBIs last year for Arizona. He hit .286. He's been an all-star once in his big league career. Here's the pitch, and he chops that one foul right by the batter's circle, and the count now even on him, 2-2.
He's another guy like Prado, that like Willie Bloomquist himself, not afraid to go out there and go face to face with a teammate on things that need to get done and said. Kirk Gibson has pretty much turned that whole clubhouse around. And some gritty, dirty players, the way he wants it, the way he used to play.
Jared took the back foot off the rubber as he's getting positioned out there on the mound. Paul Goldschmidt Their power hitting first baseman waiting on deck with 2 outs. And now Weaver wants to have a word with Conger, so they will meet out in front of the mound. And as they talk things over, fans, Friday night Music Garden concerts are back for another year at the Big A. Some great performances coming up this season. Every Friday night home game throughout the season, the Big A will host live pregame music from local bands in Gate 1, the Music Garden. For more info or to submit recordings, visit angels.com/band. Here's the next pitch. Bounced on the first base side, fielded there by Navarro, flips to Weaver, gets to the bag in plenty of time against Montero, and the inning is over on the 3-1 ground out. No runs, hits, or errors, a walk, a hit batsman, and 2 runners left. We've completed 1 inning, and there's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans win a 2-night stay, 1 round of golf, and dinner for 2 at the Fantasy Resort Casino in Palm Springs. Send a text with the message AM 830 Fantasy to 50352 to sign up. A contestant will be announced daily starting opening day, April the 1st. Full contest rules are available at am830.net. Keyword is fantasy. It's brought to you by the Fantasy Resort Casino in Palm Springs. So we go to the second. We're scoreless. And the first batter for the Angels, stepping up, is Hank Conger. He bats from the right side, and there's a bouncing ball. It's hit on the left side. It's stopped there off the bat of Harris. That was Brendan Harris leading the inning off. And
Josh Wilson,
1-6-3 ground out.
All the way now, a new second baseman, Terry, for the D-backs. Josh Wilson takes over Aaron Hill, who just got hit by the pitch in his first at-bat. So Josh Wilson at second.
All right, so we have the first casualty of the game and first replacement. Harris set down on the 1-6-3 ground out, leading the inning off. Here's Navarro. Navarro hitting .214 this spring for the Angels. He's had 40 at bats. He's had a pretty good look here this spring.
Yeah, this is his 21st game already.
Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike.
Always known for his glove. He finally was able to turn the bat around a couple of seasons ago in AAA. It's one of those guys that every single season goes out and plays winter ball too.
And the pitch, he looks that one over. And the count even on him, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Hit sharply on the first base side. Goldschmidt goes down to a knee to stop it. He was behind the bag and will easily beat Navarro to the bag. One first baseman retires another. That's the second out. And Luis Jimenez will be the batter.
Well, he didn't get it in the first inning. A plus changeup He'll throw it behind in the count. He'll throw it early in the count. The fastball was pretty much belt high and above, so he was able to change points very well. So that's when he was able to get a couple strikeouts in that first inning.
And here's the pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner.
Another young player, Terry. Luis Jimenez has gotten a good look. He's made the most out of it.
Yeah, he's had a nice spring. We've seen him quite a bit as well. The pitch is in there for a strike. And he plays with a little bit of an attitude, Jose.
I like that.
Kind of plays with a little chip on his shoulder.
A very confident young man.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. He swings and pops that one in the air. A shallow fly ball hit the right field. Going back is the new second baseman. And making the grab on that was Josh Wilson. And the Angels go down in a hurry here. 1, 2, 3 on a total of only 7 pitches. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second as we head there. Still no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Goldschmidt will be the first batter here for Arizona. We go to the bottom of the second. Goldschmidt, Kubel, and Pollock, the batters against Jared Weaver. Infield is back. Outfield is straight away as Jared is ready. And here's the first pitch. That's a called strike on the inside corner.
Well, Tira, I know that Paul Goldschmidt is on your all-gamers list for first baseman in the National League.
I told you that way months ago, Jose.
I have your list.
There you go. Blue-collar player. Here's the ball. He bounces to short. Handled by Romine. His throw will get him. And Goldschmidt is retired easily on a 6-3 ground out. That's the first out.
Much easier out, much easier at bat all the way around there for Jared Weaver, who had some words over there in the dugout, not only with Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher, but also with his catcher, Nick Ponder. And the hope is to get Weaver north of 90 pitches here tonight, and hopefully up 7 times. That means pitching into the 7th inning. If the D-backs, of course, allow that.
Here's Kubel batting, and the pitch. That one is a pitch that missed. Weaver's let his hair start to grow out here this spring. He's getting back to that old look a little bit. Not quite.
His neck was getting too hot.
There's the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. 1-1 to count.
All that time in the sun here in Arizona. Are you kidding me? These guys have been here since, what, February 11th or something like that.
Here's the next one. Rounded on the right side. Second baseman is Brendan Harris. He has plenty of time to throw out Kubel, and that's the second out.
Terry, a lot of time in those backfields. Field number 1, PFP. bunting, all that kind of stuff.
And for those who aren't familiar with that term, we use that term quite a bit on our broadcast. PFP, pitchers fielding practice.
And the pitchers have enough of the pitchers fielding practice after about 2 weeks. They've had enough of it.
Sure.
In every team. But during the season, there are some games that are lost because of lack of PFP.
Right, that can help you win games. And really during the season, it's not worked on a whole lot unless it becomes an issue, and then it's worked on.
Yeah, it's addressed. That's the Detroit Tigers of the World Series in 06. What happened with their pitchers?
It's a pitch that's a little bit high and away, ball 2. It's 2-0 now on A.J. Pollock. Pollock hitting a .234 this spring for Arizona. Played in 31 games for them last year, and he takes that one high. He's a former first-round pick, and he was actually picked in the same draft as Mike Trout.
That's one thing to say. Same draft, but what's the but?
But he was picked ahead of Mike Trout in that draft. Here's the pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike.
Like a guy named Dustin Ackley, who was picked ahead of Mike Trout himself, too, and a few others.
Pollock was the 17th pick overall in that 2009 draft, the same draft where Mike Trout was selected later in the first round by the Angels. Here's the pitch on Pollock, and he hits one high in the air into center field. Peter Borges is circling under. He'll put it away. And Jared Weaver has a quick inning, throwing a total of only 10 pitches. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. 2 in the books. The third is next. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget on Thursday, April the 11th, Angels and A's, 7:05 at the Big A. All fans in attendance receive a Mike Trout blanket. It's courtesy of Pechanga Resort and Casino. This blanket's given away while supplies last. And if you'd like more information or purchase tickets for that game, visit Angels Stadium, the ticket office, or angels.com. First batter is Andrew Romine. The first pitch missed for a ball from Ian Kennedy. Romine hitting out of the 8-hole. Jared Weaver, the pitcher, waiting on deck. And the next one on Romine, he skies one foul on the left side. That's going to push back to the seats, backing out of play.
All right, Terry, so the way it's looking right now, Romine is in the mix. Luis Rodriguez is in the mix. Luis Jimenez is in the mix. Brendan Harris, of course, and trying to secure a bench spot.
They're all in the lineup tonight. J.B. Shuck.
Yep. Calhoun.
Conger.
A big couple days here. Chris Snyder.
These guys are fighting for a major league job here down the wire. And the pitch, that one is low and in. I think maybe Jose, the The battle that will go the longest, and I mean probably right through the Exhibition Freeway Series, will be for that backup catcher spot. I don't think that's decided right now. I think it's probably down to 2 players, Conger and Snyder.
In a way, I'm glad it's not decided right now because one's on the roster, that's Conger. Snyder has to be added to the 40-man roster. And Snyder has seen limited action, I would say.
Yeah, but the Angels have some roster flexibility now that Vernon Wells is left as far as the 40-man. So.
Well, that's true. They're at 37, and but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. That's foul back to the screen.
And keep in mind, the waiver wire is going to be quite active here the next few days. There's some guys he might acquire via the wire that are going to be automatically on your 40-man, so the flexibility needs to stay all the way through when you announce the roster on Saturday.
Right. Here's the pitch, and that one is low, smothered by Montero, so it's a full count, 3-2.
In fact, technically, the roster has to be announced not before the first Angels game, but before the first major league game that will be played on Sunday.
Here's the 3-2, and that one is fouled off again. So it's still 3 balls, 2 strikes.
So that roster should be coming out, and the Angels are facing the Dodgers right after that game on Saturday at the Big A. Or it could be before. We don't know.
Here's a 3-2 pitch, lifted in the air and hit pretty well in the right center field. Chasing after it is Parra, though. He has a beat on it, and he'll flag it down. Romine is retired, and Kennedy, after he gave up that bunt hit to start off the game by Borges, he's now retired the next 7 in a row. And here's Jared Weaver.
He knows how to pitch. He brings a 7.59 ERA into this game. 15 hits allowed in 10 2/3. It doesn't matter. This guy has a pretty good idea what to do with a baseball. In command of 4 different pitches.
Weave at the plate, and he looks the first one over for a called strike.
Weave gets a little taste of National League action before taking the mound for the opener in Cincinnati.
And the next pitch, he swings and fouls one back, not too far from our booth.
And he wants to give us a souvenir.
So Weave took a cut at it, made some contact, has a big smile on his face as he's in the hole now, 0-2. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and he tried to get him with a breaking ball.
He let off a very good one right there.
Yeah.
So a couple guys strike out with that pitch earlier.
The 1-2 pitch, that's low and outside.
Look at Weaver going to work here. Wow. Weaver was 1 for 2 last year with a bat. In fact, scoring a big run over there in San Diego in Interleague.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he chases that one. Swung on and missed. He got him. So the 3rd strikeout for Kennedy. 2 are gone.
And that was a big swing by Weave. He got Kennedy to throw that fastball again, and he took a rip at it. Not away. Get those muscles loose.
Yep. He didn't get cheated anyway. So here's Borges. He has the only hit so far in this game for either side. We're in the 3rd inning, scoreless here. Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. We're in Scottsdale, and the pitch, and that one is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Beautiful bunt hit by Peter. Look at Prado does now at third base. Way in. And that threat of Bunny should continue on throughout the whole season.
Next one on Borges. He cuts at that pitch and misses it.
The interesting thing about positioning here is that Prado is in, but he's way off the line. More concerned about that hole between short and third.
If you're buying.
The next delivery right in there for a called strike. You mentioned that Ian Kennedy is a former first-round pick of the Yankees, and he was traded over to Arizona in what was a 3-team deal back in December 2009. D-backs, Yankees, and Tigers all were part of that deal. And there's a swing and a miss at a breaking pitch, and down on strikes goes Borges, and that'll end the inning. So that's 9 straight retired by Kennedy, who has struck out 4 of the first 10. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. There is no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. First batter up will be the pitcher for the D-backs, Ian Kennedy. And we were getting ready to face him on the top of the batting order, Bloomquist and Parra. Kennedy is not much of a hitter. Last year he hit .078, lifetime 139 batter. Weaver's first pitch, that's right in there for a called strike.
Too deep and right.
Ian Kennedy went to USC and La Quinta High School in Westminster, and the pitch, he checks on that one. Pitch was high.
You know, Eagle have been pulling in right fielder Cole Calhoun. Take away that blue pit. Even a line drive one hopper, you have a chance to throw a pitcher out first base.
Yep.
It's happened before.
There's a pitch in there for a called strike. Weaver in front 1-2. Jared has set down the last 4. Walked 1, hit 1. Has yet to strike out a batter. He has Kennedy in the hole. And the 1-2 delivery. He struck him out looking. Pitch was right in there. And Kennedy knew it. That's Weaver's first strikeout. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Willie Bloomquist will be the batter.
Kennedy looked more like the American League pitcher, and Weaver sounded about more like the National League pitcher.
Bloomquist popped out to second. Ball that was caught by Brendan Harris, who's playing there tonight. Here's the first one from Jared. That's a breaking pitch low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. The Diamondbacks last year finished with a .500 record. They were 81-81. They were in 3rd place in the NL West. Here's the next delivery. It's fouled back.
Terry, I'm going to test your memory here. Willie Bloomquist, whom we saw come up with the Seattle Mariners, right?
Yeah.
They're the former Angels pitcher that every time this guy was on the mound, Bloomquist played for a reason. Did you recall who that pitcher was? Lefty.
How about Jared Washburn?
It was Jared Washburn.
There you go.
Because he absolutely wore him out. It seems like Willie Bloomquist might be hurt right now.
Yeah, he's walked into his dugout, so it would appear that they might have to bring in someone to continue this at bat. He's grimacing in pain, and he is taking a seat in their dugout. So they're going to have to get somebody to get a bat and put a helmet on and complete this at bat.
So that's now 2 middle infielders that have started the game for Arizona are now out of the game. Aaron Hill hit by a pitch in the first inning, and now Bloomquist is out.
So Cliff Pennington, who figures to play the bulk of the shortstop for Arizona this season, will come into pick up this at bat, and with the count 1 ball 1 strike, he will be the batter of record here. So Bloomquist, who popped out his first time up, goes 0 for 1 tonight, and this will be Pennington's official at bat here, his first at bat, and he fouls that one off. Had the count been 1-2, and there had been a strikeout against Pennington, assuming that count, then that strikeout actually would have gone against Bloomquist. But he comes up with the count 1-1, fouls that one off. Now it's 1-2. And the next pitch, that is a called 3rd strike, and Pennington is out looking. He knew it. Weaver has struck out back-to-back hitters looking to start off this bottom of the 3rd, and Parra will be the next hitter. So here is Parra.
I'm not loose. I ain't swinging.
Wondering if with that big swing that Bloomquist took before he came out of the game, it may have something to do with an oblique injury, as he was holding his right side when he was walking back to the dugout.
Well, he did have a back issue last year. He missed most of the final 2 months of last season with that injury, so I don't know if that might have factored in as well.
Always something to worry about.
Yep. Here's a bunt try. It's fouled off on the 3rd base side by Parra. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count.
It's one of the worst nightmares for any manager. Late in spring where you think your roster is just settling. And then to have 2 of your regulars come out early in the game. When you're down to the last week. You don't have the luxury of going, well, let's go day to day here and see how he comes back in a week. It's not going to happen.
Right.
You don't have that luxury.
Here's the 1-1. And that one misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
In other words, answers have to come quickly as to how, if you're going to open up with a guy on the disabled list or on the active roster, and how limited he might be.
Weaver's 2-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball that's nabbed by the first baseman, Efren Navarro. He reached up. He's a very good defender at first base, and he took that one out of midair. That will end the inning. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jared Weaver. He's now set down the last 7 batters in a row. We've completed 3, and we head to the 4th. There's still no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. The 4th inning, and the grounds crew guys a little bit late getting off the field here, so now we're just about ready for the action to resume.
Okay, those guys have to do their job too. It's okay. They're not on a timer. They don't know what TV time is.
It was obvious they weren't on a timer. There's a pitch that's low for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
You're in a hurry or what? What's going on?
No, but I think people they paid to see the game, not to watch the guys sweep the field a little bit longer than needed. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. They're smiling. You can't hear what we're saying, but
they have become part of the show in certain stadiums too. Let's not forget about that.
They have. Maybe people do pay to see those guys. Here's a bouncer. It's hit the second. It's fielded by Josh Wilson, and his throw to first is in time to get J.B. Shuck. And that's 10 in a row retired now by Kennedy. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Cole Calhoun is the batter. He was a strikeout victim his first time up against Kennedy, and the first pitch in there for a called strike. Boy, Kennedy looks good here tonight, and so does Weaver for that matter. And both of these pitchers have had their share of trouble so far this spring, but they're #1 pitchers for their respective clubs, and pitching solid baseball here tonight. That's in there again, a called strike. Conger waiting on deck. Hanks hitting cleanup for the Angels tonight. And the 2-strike delivery. That was a fastball missed high. 1-2 the count.
Talking about command, does exactly what Miguel Montero wanted. A fastball to be around the shoulders. I saw Montero stand up there behind the plate to give a high target.
Here's the 1-2. And that was a high fastball tipped into the mitt of Montero, struck him out.
Well, that's pretty much following the scouting report. We have seen Cole Calhoun chase a lot of these here in spring training. And Kennedy has outstanding command, high with a fastball, with pretty good speed, and down with a changeup, especially against left-handers.
So here's Conger, who went down on strikes his first time up. And the first pitch on Hank, right in there. Mentioned that Kennedy came over to the D-backs back in December 2009 in a 3-team deal, Arizona, the Yankees, and Detroit. And there were a lot of good players that ended up being part of that deal. There's a big cut and a miss, and the count 0-2. Max Scherzer was in that deal. Curtis Granderson was in that deal.
Solid.
Austin Jackson in that deal.
Solid.
Phil Koch was in that deal.
Much more solid last year.
Edwin Jackson was in that deal.
All right.
Ian Kennedy. So
Edwin Jackson got paid.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and that one is high. Those 3-team deals, or on rare occasions 4-team deals, there's a lot of maneuvering to make those deals happen.
What happens? You got to do your homework. You got to get creative.
Got to get a trading partner or two.
And you can be stubborn.
1-2 pitch, and that's a high fastball that Conger goes after, and that's how they work the last 2 hitters right there. Back-to-back strikeouts on Calhoun and Conger for the second different inning here tonight. Angels go down with a lot of swings and misses here in the 4th. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. There is still no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. No score here in Scottsdale. The 4th inning, it's brought to you by Tustin Mazda and Huntington Beach Mazda, located right in the heart of Orange County. Here's Prado to lead it off. He's the number 3 hitter for these D-backs, and the pitch. Weaver's first delivery a little bit high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Prado lined out to Brendan Harris, the second baseman, his first time up. Josh Wilson is waiting on deck, and he will be batting for the first time. The pitch lifted in the air in his straightaway center field. Peter Borges has a beat on it, though. He's a foot or so from the rim of the track and puts it away. Prado retired. Routine play, although he gave it a good ride. He hit it about 400 feet out there to center. Out number 1.
Both fly ball pitchers, Weaver and Ian Kennedy.
So the batter now is Josh Wilson. Here's the first pitch. He is a right-handed batter, and he takes that one for ball one. Wilson hitting .265 this spring for Arizona. And he chops this one on the third base side. It's handled there by Jimenez. His throw to Navarro in plenty of time. 5-3 on the ground out. 9 in a row retired by Weave. And here is Montero, the catcher.
Weaver made 20 pitches in that first inning where he was struggling with finding a good release point and good places to put the baseball, especially down to the zone. A walk, a hit batsman, and then he has pretty much tuned it down by almost dialing back a little bit. Not trying to overthrow. Remember, keep in mind that Weaver's last start was not on a big league game. It was a AAA start where he went 6 1/3 innings and was able to get it stretched out to 89 pitches.
Montero's grounded out on the right side of the infield his first time up. 29 years old. And the pitch on its way, cuts at that one and misses that off-speed pitch. He was way in front. Montero is in the first year of a 5-year deal that he signed. And the total of that deal, $60 million. It's the biggest contract in D-backs history. Here comes the pitch. And that one is lifted in the air into left center field. Borges is chasing. Also going after that one and making the running grab is J.B. Shuck out on the warning track. And the inning is over. 5-pitch inning. It takes Weaver to get those 3 outs. In the inning, no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left, so 4 in the books. The 5th is next. Still no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
We're back here in Scottsdale. This is a beautiful setup here. Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. D-backs Angels. What a tremendous game it has been so far. 0-0. Only one hit in the ballgame. That was by the Angels. Weaver and Ian Kennedy, as we have predicted, Terry. It's been a very good matchup here so far. Going on to the top of the 5th.
All right, Jose, first batter up for the Angels is Brendan Harris. He grounded out his first time up, and the pitch, that one a little bit high and away for ball from Ian Kennedy. Harris is trying to win a reserve spot on the opening day roster, and the pitch, he hits that one foul over on the right side, backing out of play.
You know, Harris was sharing with us recently about how much he has been blessed to be around great minds around baseball. He mentioned Dusty Baker. He mentioned Joe Madden. Of course, he mentioned Mike Scioscia. He goes, hey, man, those are guys that have really helped me out in my makeup as a ball player.
There's the pitch, and he takes that one for a called strike. A political science major at William and Mary. I don't know if you've ever seen that school, Jose. It's a beautiful campus. And here comes the pitch. That pitch is inside on him. William and Mary, it's located in between Norfolk, Virginia, and Richmond, Virginia. And colonial town. Williamsburg. Here's the pitch. That one is low and outside. So the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Lots of history of our nation.
No kidding.
That whole area.
Yep. Harris can play all 4 infield positions, so a lot of versatility in his game, and he takes that one low, and he's on board with a leadoff walk. So that is the first walk issued by Kennedy, only the second Angel base runner after Peter started up the game with the bunt hit. Peter Borges. Kennedy had retired the next 12 in a row. And Brendan Harris over there at first base. He's played in 485 major league games, and he's a career .260 hitter in the big leagues. So
also play for Ron Gardenhire. That's another name he mentioned.
That's right.
Twins manager.
Yep.
Another great baseball mind.
Played for the Nationals, the Rays, the Twins, and trying to be with the Angels when the season begins. At the plate now, taking a pitch for a strike is Navarro.
Another player that, if he makes a team, has to be added to the 40-man roster.
Right. He signed a minor league deal with the Angels in the offseason. Was in the Rockies organization last year. Played in AAA all last year. Speaking of Harrison, he hit over .315 last season. Here's the pitch on Navarro. He lines one in the air into left, but there waiting is the left fielder, and the catch is made, and that is out number 1. Alfredo Marte is out there. I knew that wasn't Kubel, so Marte snuck in there to take over in left field.
Well, and for Kirk Gibson's sake, I hope it's not another injury.
Yeah, could you imagine that? They had 3 guys go down already in this game. So here is Luis Jimenez, who popped out his first time up. A toss over to first, and Harris is back.
Luis Jimenez has been utilized here this spring with a hit and run at least 4 times.
Kennedy is ready, and his pitch, that's low. Breaking for second is Harris. He better hurry. Waiting with the tag is the second baseman, and he is gunned down. 2-4, catcher to second baseman on that out. Montero, their catcher, he's a good thrower. Threw out 42% of would-be base stealers last year. Very good.
I think there was a missed sign right there. Mike Scioscia's look tells me everything I need to look at. Plus, he saw the runner look in,
yeah, he took the
which
peek.
means that was a hit and run, not a straight steal.
So the pitch, this one's lifted in the air into left field. Under and waiting, that new left fielder, Alfredo Marte. He makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So it started off with the leadoff walk, but the Angels only end up sending 3 batters to the plate. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, a walk, but nobody left. Bottom of the 5th is next. It's still scoreless on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. The Junior Angels Kids Club is presented by Farrell's Ice Cream Parlors and Restaurants, and they're now accepting members for the upcoming 2013 season. Members receive an exclusive Mike Trout jersey, 2 ticket vouchers, a fast pass to Kids Run the Bases, and more. Sign up, visit angels.com/Junior Angels, or visit any of the Southern California Farrell's locations. So Jared Weaver is set to go, bottom of the 5th in a scoreless game. Here's his first pitch. That's a little bit high and away. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt had solid numbers last year for Arizona, and the next pitch, that one is in there for a called strike.
There have been talk of perhaps an extension of his contract that he and his representatives kind of say, let's wait a little bit.
Here's the next delivery, and he goes after that one and drives it into center field, but it's hanging up for Peter Borges. He's had a fairly busy night so far. He'll put that one away. That's 11 in a row retired now by Weaver, 1 gone. And Marte, who came in for Kubel, will bat for the first time in this game. He hasn't hit a whole lot for Arizona this spring, just 156.
That's 7 outs recorded via air. And for Jared Weaver in his career, only a 42% ground ball outs. Ground ball put in play, so playing pretty much to where he is ratio-wise.
There's a pitch that's in there for a strike on Marte, who was actually backing off the plate on that pitch, but it was a called strike. Next pitch, and he took a healthy cut at that one and fouls it off to count 0-2. Marte, pretty good prospect in the D-backs organization. He played last year in Double-A, hit .294, 20 homers, 75 runs batted in. He's from the Dominican Republic. Right-hander against right-hander. Jared has him deep in the hole. And the 2-strike pitch. Tried to pick at that outside corner, missed a little bit low. Some people that follow the Diamondbacks have compared Marte to one of their former players, Chris Young. And he breaks his bat and rolls that ball fair up the first base side. Weaver up the mound, fields it, and flips it to Navarro, and they get him out. That line hugger up the first base side.
Weaver got what he wanted out of that off-speed pitch. A big swing by a very anxious young player. You see a piece of the bat flying out to the left side. And Weaver does the right thing. Make sure you get out of the play and take the safe way.
So what do you think of those Chris Young comparisons, Jose?
I say let a guy play a year or 2 in the big leagues, and you talk about maybe projections. Did Chris Young live up to the expectations they have from Arizona? I would say probably not.
Probably not.
Now the Oakland Athletics hoping to kind of redirect his career. But when Chris Young is on, it's power and it's defense and it's stealing bases.
Yeah,
but
a
also
lot of tools.
A lot of whiffs.
There's a bouncing ball by the mound out behind second. It's stopped by Harris. His throw is going to be late. That's going to be an infield hit. And that is the first Arizona hit of the night. An infield single. So Weaver had retired the last 12. He had walked a batter and hit a batter in the first inning, but that's their first hit.
Another ball not hit very hard, also off the end of the bat. This one was not a changeup, it was a slider. And it seems like the slider is getting better as the night has progressed here for Weaver. The pitch he'll utilize mostly against right-handed batters.
So here's the pitcher, Ian Kennedy, batting with 2 outs and a base runner at first. And the delivery bounces a ball on the third base side. It's hit deep, fielded by Romine, and his throw, a good one, a strong throw after that ball got by Jimenez. The shortstop will get the pitcher fairly easily, as it turns out, at first base to end the inning. No runs, they had a hit, no errors, and they leave one. Weaver is set down 13 of the last 14 batters. We're scoreless, headed to inning number 6 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Things have been quiet here tonight at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick in Scottsdale. We'll see what lies ahead in this ball game. A lot of zeros on the board, each team with only one hit. And it started off for the Angels as we go to the 6th inning in a scoreless game. Andrew Romine. First pitch on him. That's low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Weaver and Borges to follow. It's 8-9, top of the batting order. Here's the next one on Romine, and that's fouled off to our left, backing out of play.
It could be a plus, of course, during the game right here for Romine to get on and get Weave a chance to work on his sacrifice bunts. Get Romine into scoring position.
Next pitch, and Andrew takes that one for a ball.
Well, the toughest things to project for any National League manager in spring training is you cannot predict what your pitcher situation might be coming on, who's going to be ahead of him.
There's one that's in there for a called strike.
I've seen managers, when they're not presented with many opportunities, just go out there and tell the pitcher, hey, just go out there and pretend that there's a man at first base. Give up the out, but I want you to get that bunt down. To me, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Foul ball over the Angels dugout on the first base side. So 2-2 is the count here on Romine.
That's where minor league games really come in handy. That happens way often when there are big league players participating in minor league games here in spring training.
Romine hits one over on the left side, and a nice catch on that one in foul territory by Martin Prado. He made a sliding catch behind the Angels coaching box.
There was a very good chance tonight that by the time the game was over, Martin Prado was going to get dirty. And there it was.
15 of the last 16 retired here by Ian Kennedy. Both pitchers have been on cruise control as Weaver takes the first pitch for strike one.
In right field, all right, couldn't be any closer right now.
Yeah, they're in the outfielders in center and in right. There's Weaver falling behind now, 2-0, taking that pitch.
Anything that Weaver is able to hit hard to right field, he better be running to first base hard.
The next pitch, that's high. The catcher, Montero, had to stand up to catch that pitch. The only Angel hit, a bunt single by Borges, and the only hit for Arizona, an infield hit for Pollock. And Weaver is out looking. Strikeout victim for the second time here tonight. 2 are gone. So we've not had a hit leave the infield in this entire game for either side.
Well, 2 top guns on their game on final tune-ups. It's good to see this than to see something else. Speaking about both of them.
Here's Borges batting. He takes that one for a called strike.
Well, Weaver, last time he took them out on one of these A games, he got absolutely shelled by the Oakland A's. There was talk of the dead arm issue, and everything he threw pretty much got hit hard. So he was going to pull back and throw in a minor league game after that one to control the environment a little bit more.
That's going to happen tomorrow as far as C.J. Wilson is concerned. We thought he would start the Angels' final Cactus League game, but that will not be the case now. And instead, Garrett Richards is going to start that game against the Texas Rangers tomorrow. And then Jerome Williams, who has had his share of trouble against Texas, is going to pitch in that game tomorrow as well. And Ernesto Frieri figures to get an inning of work in, while CJ is going to pitch in the minor league game tomorrow.
For the same reason. Wants to make sure he gets out there and goes 90-plus pitches. Mike Socha openly talked about it, after the game yesterday on Hansen. And he goes, hey, it could be a couple of errors behind him, a walk here and there where he can't control that situation, and then you're forced to take him out of the game and out of the competing environment. In the minor leagues, we have the luxury of pretty much controlling that. You can stop an inning if you want. Just say inning over, switch sides.
2-2. Fouled off by Peter Borges on the right side, way back and out of play. J.B. Shuck would be up next if you're just tuning in or rejoining us on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. The Angels and the Diamondbacks, nothing but zeros here in the 6th inning. The pitch, and Peter swings at that slow in there, struck him out, and that'll end the inning. Another strikeout for Kennedy. It's the second time that he's gotten Borges in this game, and he is starting to rack up some strikeouts tonight. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. The bottom of the 6th is next. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels make one change as we get set to move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Caleb Cowart has come in to replace Luis Jimenez at third base.
Not only did Mike Socha take him out, Mike Socha went out there and spoke with Jimenez, who was sitting by himself in the far corner of the Angels dugout.
And you got to think it all stems back to Jimenez when he might have missed that sign in the fifth inning when Harris was breaking from first. The Angels had a hit and run on, but Jimenez did not see the sign apparently.
He didn't see the sign, or he didn't understand it. If he didn't get the sign, he should have just asked for, hey, can you play it again? And Mike Socha took his time. There's another one of the coaching staff out there talking to him right now, too, in that corner.
Here's the pitch on its way. That one is high and outside. 3-0 is the count. And the next pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. Cliff Pennington batting. This is his second time up. He came over from the Oakland A's. Here's the pitch, and that one is lined up the middle. That's going to fall in for a base hit. The switch hitter Pennington has hit. That's only the second hit for the D-backs, and that's the first hit in this game for either side that leaves the infield.
You know, through the years, Cliff Pennington has seen a lot of Jared Weaver. In this many meetings the Angels have had, of course, against the rivals in the West, the Oakland Athletics. Yes, the West champs, by the way.
So Parr is the next batter, walking a line out, 0 for 1. Cowart, the third baseman, is across from the bag. See if they might be bunting in this situation. Well, these two guys have been pitching. The first run in the game might turn out to be a huge run.
Let's not forget about spring training and the young bullpen at the end, too, though. It's always a factor.
Here's the pitch. There is the bunt. Back near the mound. Weaver has only one play, and he throw the first baseman plenty of time on that sacrifice. It'll go 1-3. Pennington moving up to second on Parr's sac bunt, and Prado the next batter.
We talk about pitchers fielding practice. Here's another example. Second time Weaver has been involved in a play and has done a fine job fielding his position. And as always, priority starts with the baseball. Too many missed plays and balls not handled by the pitcher cleanly come out of the rush to try to get the out without having the baseball under control.
So Weaver is ready, and Prado is stepping up. He's gone 0 for 2 tonight, a line out and a fly out. Takes the first one inside for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes on Martin Prado, 29 years old. And he takes that one. This is ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
During the conversations with young Luis Jimenez, continuing that dugout. He's been approached by Francisco Matos, AAA hitting coach. He's been approached by AAA manager Keith Johnson. All part of the learning process and sending a message to a young player when it comes down to focus.
So pickoff toss to second. Back to the bag goes Pennington.
And yes, it has happened to the likes of the Mike Trouts of the world, even though not at this level maybe, but at other levels when it comes down to focus and playing the game right.
Here's the pitch. That one is low. Good block on that one by Conger, and he quickly pounced on that ball. No advancement by Pennington.
I think he's very aware today of the base running, mixing it in with Weaver, helping out Conger as much as they can, and positioning. Three things that really we have seen at a premium here today, and how the Angels have handled the details of that.
Jared is set. Okay is the sign from Hank Conger. Here's the next pitch, and that one was in there for a called strike.
Terry, I gotta say, Mike Scioscia has his regular season face on right now.
He does. 3-1. And the next delivery, that's on the outside part of the plate, so that'll run the count full.
Lee very economical throughout this whole ballgame. That was only pitch number 68 for him. Only made 47 through his first 4 innings, 57 through the first 5 innings. After 20 pitch first inning.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is going to go out to center. Making the grab on it is Peter Borges. It was hit right near him. Hardly had a move coming in. Staying at second base is Pennington. 2 were gone in the inning. I was just thinking about what you were saying, Jose, and I even remember on Sunday, the game Sunday against the Giants, how many times we were mentioning during the broadcast Mike Scioscia. It was almost like he was on the hot seat there. He couldn't keep seated where the coaches sit near the on-deck circle. He kept going back into the dugout. I mean, he's really he wants to see the team play a little bit better than what we've seen here this spring. He's concerned a little bit.
Dialing in, of course. I mean, they got the empty chairs outside the dugout right now, too.
Right. All the coaches are in the dugout tonight. Here's the pitch, and that one is skied way up in the air on the left side. Let's see who's going to call for it. It'll be the shortstop. Romine on the dirt, under. He will put it away, and that'll end the inning. So Weaver did a good job. They got the leadoff hit from Pennington, and then they moved him up to second with the sac bunt, but he gets the next 2 batters easily. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. 6 in the books. The 7th is coming up. Still no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget the annual Angels 5K and Fun Run presented by Sports Chalet and Denny's will take place this Saturday. Participants will run a course through the Big A, receive a commemorative shirt and a ticket to watch the Angels take on the Dodgers later on there Saturday night at the Big A. For more information and to sign up, visit angels.com/5K, and proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. So here we go to the 7th, and the first pitch. There's a bunt on the left side. The catcher Montero throws to first, and it gets by everybody, and that ball lands in foul territory down the right side. So continuing up to second base will be J.B. Shuck. That'll be a bunt single and then a throwing error, and Shuck is at second in scoring position for Cole Calhoun.
Well, J.B. Shuck continues to do things to impress the staff, and here's one of them in a close ball game against a very tough pitcher. Was on a great bunt, and overly aggressive, in my opinion, Miguel Montero. Perhaps did not anticipate that ball rolling out so much. He thought that ball was going to be dying a little bit closer to home plate, and in his rush, threw it away.
So the Angels get their second hit, and they've each been bunt hits tonight. That's it. But now a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Calhoun's job to get that runner to third. He drops down to bunt. It's fielded by Montero. His only chance for an out first. And Calhoun gets the job done. Back-to-back bunts here by the Angels. A runner at third with one out. Calhoun will get a sacrifice, and the batter will be Hank Conger.
You know, things you have to do to try to beat a #1 pitcher are just happening here right now. This is something that the Angels know they have in their arsenal.
So now the contact play will be on. They have brought the infield in. Shuck is the runner at third. He has good speed.
The Conger needs to stay shorter, not longer.
The toss over to first, and back to the bag goes J.B. Shuck. Boy, it would be a thrill if J.B. Shuck made the Angels opening day roster, because he's an Ohio native, and of course the Angels play in Cincinnati on opening day. I'm sure he would have a pretty good fan base to see him if indeed he does make the Angels opening day roster, and he's got a good shot. Here's the pitch. It's hit way high in the air into right field. Not all that deep. Parra is going to camp under. He makes the catch, and Shuck has to hold. It just wasn't deep enough. And boy, that was a very good one-hop throw right on line by Parra to Montero. And it's a good thing Shuck did hold up.
You're talking about a gold glover out there in right field in Gerardo Parra, and he made everybody know why. And one of the reasons is not just how much he covered, but how well he gets rid of the baseball and how accurate his arm is. When you talk about this game taking a little intensity, here's a manager going out to the mound.
Brendan Harris will be the next batter, and that's going to be it for Kennedy. They're going to make a pitching change right here. So we have a break in the action with 2 outs in the 7th. There's no score. A pitching change coming up at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. The new pitcher is Brad Ziegler, as he will face a pinch hitter, Luis Rodriguez. He will bat for Brendan Harris. So a runner at third, 2 outs, no score here in the 7th. First pitch, and Rodriguez skies it in the air out behind the pitcher's mound. Making the grab is the third baseman Prado, and that will end the inning. So Rodriguez went after the first pitch, pops out, and that'll do it for the Angels. A threat, but the Angels fail to score. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and a runner left at third. 7th inning stretch time here in Scottsdale. Still no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Nosotros
Only change for the Angels defensively as we go to the bottom of the 7th in this scoreless ball game. Luis Rodriguez, who came in to pinch hit for Brendan Harris, will replace him at second base as well. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, and Miguel Montero will be the first batter. He's had an 0 for 2 night against Jared Weaver. Weaver getting the sign from Hank Conger as he's about ready to get things going here in the bottom of the 7th. And here's the first pitch. That one is in there for a called strike on the left-handed hitting catcher.
We were pretty much right on target. Just hovering around the 70 pitch mark right now. They've done a fine job really adjusting as the game has progressed.
Here's the pitch, and that one is high and away for a ball. 1-1 to count. Montero will take a walk. He walked 73 times last year. He had a very good on-base percentage last season, 4th best in the National League at .391. Jared is ready, and here comes the next pitch. That one misses high. We'll have our Care First Health Plan injury report for you in just a moment. Visit carefirst.com to learn more about their patients' first philosophy of care. Care First, it's all about you. And the 2-1 pitch in there for a called strike.
Last call. You want another one? You got to get it right now.
One Angel player all spring long that we've been trying to keep you updated on is Ryan Matson, the Angels reliever. And there's a pitch that is tipped into the mid of Conger, and down on strikes goes Montero. Struck him out. Jared hasn't had a whole lot of strikeouts tonight. That's his 3rd. First one swinging.
And Montero probably wondering how did that happen. Fastball 86 or 87 miles an hour. And you saw the location. You saw throughout the whole at bat how Weaver set him up with that last pitch. And that's what makes Weaver the Weave.
So here's Goldschmidt, who's had an 0 for 2 night, ground out and a fly out, and he takes that one for a called strike.
You know, just a couple of years ago, Weaver in 2010, his strikeouts per 9 innings were up over 9. Last year, he was around 6.8 per 9 innings. And last year, the year that we won 20 games.
There's a pitch that is in there for a called strike.
Also, a big adjustment with Mike Social last year, not only with Weaver, but also with Dan Herron, is the amount of times they went over 120 pitches. And that was a key on keeping Jared fresher.
Here's the next pitch. That one misses high.
Go back to 2011. Weaver had 7 starts where he went at least 120 plus pitches. Last year he had one of those starts.
Here's the 1-2, and that one is fouled off on the right side, backing out of play.
Terry, that's considering all the issues the Angels had in their bullpen. But what really helped Weaver too was more run support. We got around 6.5 runs. More support per 9 innings on the mound last year compared like something like 3.8 the year before.
Here's the 1-2. It's a ground ball hit right to short. Should be an easy play for Romine. His throw will get Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt runs pretty well for a big guy. And that'll be the second out.
Another thing that was remarkable about Weaver is the fact that he threw 47 less innings last year than he did the year before. He went from 235 2/3 to 188 2/3. 3 less starts. Time on the disabled list, and still won 20 games.
Oh, yeah.
That's how good this guy is.
Right. The 20 wins in only 30 starts. That's tough to do.
No Angels pitcher in history has a better winning percentage.
There's a pitch that he misses low with for a ball with 2 outs here. He's facing Marte. Since he came into the game for Kubel, we haven't heard why Kubel left after just 1 at bat tonight, but that's all he had. Marte is batting for the second time. He's 0 for 1. So now we're hearing that Kubel left the game because of left ankle discomfort. So that's 3 players from their lineup tonight that left for various injuries.
And 3 key players.
Yeah. There's one that's fouled back upstairs. We were talking injuries as far as our Care First injury report. And a note on Ryan Madsen, who has been throwing bullpen sessions, long toss. The Angels are hopeful that he is going to be facing batters, well, maybe by mid-April. And it'll just depend on how he continues to progress. Right now, it certainly would look doubtful that we'll see Madsen in an Angel uniform until, well, maybe best case scenario late April, and it could be sometime into May before he might be ready to go.
There's a lot of things that will factor into that, including weather conditions. And the Indians are going to be as careful as possible with Ryan Madsen, but they know what they have, and you plan over the long run for your bullpen, considering that it is a long season, and you might start one way thinking the other, and before you know it, circumstances make you change. But there's no doubting what Ryan Madsen can do when he's healthy, especially in a pennant run.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, and that one is popped in the air in a shallow center field. Peter Borges now is tracking it. He's under. He'll put it away, and Marte and the Diamondbacks are set down easily here in the 7th inning. So Weaver has put together another little string in this ball game. He has retired the last 6 in a row, and he's also set down 18 of the last 20. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. The 8th is next, and we're still looking for some runs. We're scoreless after 7 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Eighth inning we go. Still no scoring in this game. And the Diamondbacks will go to the bullpen and bring in Heath Bell, the veteran. And there's a new catcher. He's a former Angel, Will Nieves, who apparently is won the backup catching spot behind Montero. They released Rod Barajas the other day to the Diamondbacks. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike on Efrain Navarro, who's gone 0 for 2.
You can have the two guys having pretty good springs in both Nieves and Barajas, but Barajas was not catching well. And that was a key. Not throwing out base runners and having a hard time getting rid of the baseball.
Here's the pitch, and that one is bounced foul over on the right side.
Heath Bell gets a new start because over Miami, it was an absolute disaster. It just did not go right. And not only in the way he pitched, but also in his relationship with his former manager, Ozzie Guillen.
His ERA last year with the Marlins was over 5. He did get into 73 games last year. Had 19 saves and 27 save situations as the count go 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Keep in mind, it was not long ago that this is the name around the July 31st deadline, 5, 6, or 7 teams were lined up to get the name guy.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is fouled back to the screen. Well, in 09, in 2010, and 2011, he had 40-plus saves each of those 3 seasons. I mean, there was a time where you had to rank him right up there as the best closers in the game. But he will not be closing here for Arizona this season.
And the Padres never happy with any of the packages ever offered to them.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is hit in the gap in left center field, and that's going to split the outfielders and roll out to the wall. Going up to second base on it will be Navarro, and he starts it off against Heath Bell with a double in the gap. And the Angels have a runner in scoring position to start off this 8th inning.
For Navarro, doing a good job there, covering the outer half and staying on the ball. He knows Heath Bell. You got to respect his breaking ball. He stays right with it. Nice, simple approach. Slower pitch. Slower with the hands to hit it the other way.
Bell so far this spring in 4 outings, a total of 4 innings, allowing 2 hits and no runs. So his numbers have been good this spring. He has a win for them as well. Here's the pitch. That's bounced by the mound right up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Coward gets the single, breaking for the plate. Navarro, he'll score, and Coward is on at first with an RBI hit. Angels break the ice. It's 1-0 in the 8th.
Oh, the Angels happy to get Ian Kennedy out of there. Ziegler comes in and throws 1 pitch. And just a few pitches into his outing, Heath Bell has allowed the Angels to get on the board here very quickly. With Coward's approach is trying to get him over. Mike Socha gave him that freedom, and strong top hand allows him to get the ball through the box. He continues to impress as a hitter.
The young 20-year-old Caleb Coward delivering for the Angels. We hadn't seen him in a while. He was back up tonight for this ball game. He'd had 20 at-bats this spring. It's his 6th RBI for the Angels this spring. Here's a bunt that is popped up to the mound, and making the catch on that one is Heath Bell to get Andrew Romine. So he was trying to bunt Coward up to second, but popped up the bunt. Not what he was hoping for there, and that's the first out.
One of the things that Andrew Romine needs to do well for the role he's trying to get with the Angels. He was bunting and running there.
So Trent Olchin is going to pinch hit for Jared Weaver. Weaver's night is over, and he was the Weave of old right there. He pitched very well tonight for the Angels, and now has a chance to be a winner if the Angels can protect the lead. We'll give you Weaver's numbers in just a moment. Third baseman Prado is in on the grass. Olchin is a left-handed batter, and now Bell steps off. The rubber time is called.
The story underlining this whole inning is the fact that Coward's at bat was supposed to be Luis Jimenez's at bat. Jimenez taken out of the game early, or earlier than predicted. And look at Coward, what he does for the Angels.
Here's the pitch, and that one misses on Olchin. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Jared Weaver, the Angels starter tonight, ended up going 7 innings. He allowed 2 hits, no runs. He walked 1, struck out 3, and hit a batter.
Absolutely economical, too. Only 87 pitches. Right on target, especially because he was able to get to the mound 7 times.
Here's Bell's pitch, and Coward was on the move. The ball is fouled back to our left back and out of play. Hope you're enjoying the action on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and Darren Chan, our producer-engineer. We've had a lot of fun bringing the games back to you in Southern California this spring. Hard to believe tomorrow will be the last one for us here in the Cactus League.
It's going to be an early one, so noon start tomorrow against the Rangers. Garrett Richards on the mound, and he has been superb as of late.
The Rangers are likely to start a left-hander tomorrow, Michael Kirkman. And what we hear today, Jose, they're going to have a rookie in their starting rotation?
That's right. And Derek Lowe has made the team in the bullpen. Alexi Ogando has come on strongly late as a starter, too.
There goes the runner. A pitch out, throw to second, and the tag is in time to get Cowart. So they guessed right there. Cowart gunned down. 2-6 on the caught stealing. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Bell is ready. The count's 2-1. Here's the next pitch. Low. 3-1 on Olchin.
D-backs, a team that a lot of teams don't run him. There's a reason why they don't run against him. We've seen it here today with Montero and Nieves. And we can see why Nieves won the slot Terry over Barajas right there.
Yep. Well, they guessed right. The pitch out certainly helped out, but he made an accurate throw to get Cowart.
Well, you and I have seen many pitch outs go south too. So
oh yeah,
it's not an automatic. A pitch out is just allowing the catcher a better chance, but it's not automatic.
Right.
That you're even going to make a good throw.
The Angels have had 2 hits in this inning. It had only 2 hits through the first 7 innings and have scored the game's first run. And there's ball 4 high and away on Olchin. So Bell hasn't really been mowing him down by any stretch here. He's faced 4 batters since coming in, and he's allowed just 3 of them to reach base safely. Here's Peter Borges, who has a hit in his 3 times up tonight. First pitch on Borges. That one misses for a ball. Heath Bell will throw a fastball. He'll top out in the low 90s. He has a cut fastball, good curveball, changeup, a pitch he doesn't use that all that much. He's generally been a strike thrower in his career, although he did just walk the pinch hitter Olchin.
And a guy that really had to prove a lot of people wrong, Terry. For years, he was labeled as a guy that just did not have the makeup to even be a big leaguer. Far less a successful closer in the big leagues.
He was undrafted coming out of college. There's a toss over to first, and Olchin is back. Heath Bell was born in Oceanside. He played some baseball at Santa Ana College.
He was part of that splurge by the Miami Marlins.
There's a pitch that's high, and boy, oh boy, it didn't take long for them to bust that thing up, did it?
Oh, Reyes, Bell, Burley. Now they're all gone. Took less than a year.
That was amazing. It was amazing that they brought them all in to start with, and then it was amazing how quickly they decided to bust the whole thing up. There goes the runner again. The pitch is low. Throw to second, and let's see. Out at second base will be the base runner Olchin. So Nieves comes in his first inning behind the plate, and that former Angel catcher guns down 2 at second, trying to steal. But the Angels do take the lead here with a run in the 8th. 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, no errors, and as it turns out, no one left on base. Odd inning. Angels sent 4 to the plate. 3 of them reached base safely, but now the inning is over. Bottom of the 8th is next. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels have made some changes as we get set to move now to the bottom of the 8th inning. New battery. David Carpenter is the new pitcher, and his battery mate is catcher John Hester. The Angels have also moved J.B. Shuck from left to center. Peter Borges has left the ball game, and Trent Olchin, who came in to pinch hit for Jared Weaver, he'll stay in the game and take over in left field. So here we go, bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Angels. And the first pitch, that one is in there from Carpenter for a strike.
Well, there's a big day for David Carpenter too. Yesterday he pitched, so Mike Scioscia is getting a chance and a feel for the guys that he needs to be ready and have ready to pitch in back-to-back games.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is low.
One guy that we haven't seen a whole lot, Terry, in consecutive outings, or at least like skip one day and pitch another, is Scott Downs, who has not pitched well here in camp.
Yeah, you kind of wonder about Scott Downs. You're right, Jose. Here's the next delivery, and that one is low.
Because I know around this time, usually Mike Scioscia and Mike Pritchard have it lined up where guys like Downs, obviously, and Burnett, his style of pitching, how they might be used during the season. Those guys are seeing way more action around this time in camp.
Pollock, who's batting, he's gone 1 for 2 tonight, and the pitch, lazy fly ball lifted into center field. Shuck is playing there now, and he will make the ball and catch with Calhoun near him, and that'll be the first out. So 1 away. Mentioned Carpenter, who's pitching, and we've seen David Carpenter work a lot. This is his 12th outing this spring. He's the only Angel pitcher who has seen action in double figures as far as games, and so the Angels have taken a good hard look at him again. We saw him pitch quite a bit for the Angels last year.
Still, Mike Scioscia even mentioned earlier today to the writers on Jepson's ability and going back-to-back games. He goes, that's going to be important here in the next few days because I need to know where he stands. Jepson himself has been limited.
Here's the pitch, and that one is waved at and missed. Eric Chavez is the pinch hitter here, hitting for Heath Bell. And here's the next one on Chavez. He takes that one a little bit low and inside. Angels thought they might have had him looking on that pitch.
John Hester was getting ready to fire away to third base.
So the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chavez, who was with the Yankees last year. Of course, for many years with the A's, he's had a lot of injury problems in his career, a lot of back issues, shoulder issues. 5 surgeries on that body of his going back to late 2007. Here's the next pitch, and he fouls that one off on the left side. He had a pretty good year last year, Jose, for the Yankees, and
ended up playing a lot because of Alex Rodriguez's injury.
Played a lot in the postseason for them last year. Didn't play real well, but yeah, he came back. He had a pretty nice comeback type year last year.
For a guy that had pretty much quote-unquote retired. Really.
He signed a 1-year deal with Arizona in the offseason. There he fouls one back to the screen.
The difference is he finds himself in a different situation now because with the Yankees, both times he went as a non-roster player. And both times made the ball club.
So the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Angels. Here's the next pitch, and that's lifted in the air and hit well into left center field. He put a pretty good charge into that one, and that ball is out of here. The Angels are acting like the ball's in play, but it's a home run. Eric Chavez comes off the bench and hits a home run against Carpenter. He had that happen to him yesterday in his 1 inning of work, and it's happened to him here again.
Well, Carpenter thought he had Chavez twice looking fastball and slider, and then just leaves a fastball out over the plate. And he got the movement, but he got the movement sideways and not enough movement downward on that pitch. Chavez, smart hitter, just looking middle out.
His second home run this spring for the D-backs ties up the game. So he had no scoring through 7, and then each team gets a run here in the 8th. 1-1 the score. Here's the pitch, and that one misses low and in.
The Diamondbacks not a very good close and late team last year after the 7th inning. 7th inning on, with a score within a run either way. They hit only 199. And not very good also in one-run ball games. They went 15 and 27. And that's right up there with the Chicago Cubs, or I should say right down there with the Chicago Cubs in one-run game records in the National League.
There's a pitch that swung on and missed. 2-2 on Pennington. Yeah, had they been better in those close games last year, they would have easily finished above the 500 mark.
There's a team that has as many World Championships as the Angels. They won in 2001, Angels 2002. 5-time National League West champs.
There's a pitch that's low. They've been to the postseason 5 times in their 15-year history. The count's full. Here comes the 3-2, and that's fouled back just to our left back and out of play. Fans win a 2-night stay, 1 round of golf, dinner for 2 at the Fantasy Resort Casino in Palm Springs. Send a text with the message AM 830 Fantasy to 50352 to sign up. Contestant will be announced daily starting April 1st. For the season opener in Cincinnati, full contest rules are available at am830.net, keyword fantasy. It's brought to you by the Fantasy Resort Casino in Palm Springs. And there's a ball that's bounced fair on the left side. It's going to roll down near that corner. Just getting to it is Olchin, and stopping at second with a 1-out double. A 2-strike double is Pennington.
Pretty much the same approach that Eric Chavez had, which was to guard against the outer half. Another left-hander that just goes the other way and allows the ball to travel a little bit and just hits it hard the other way. And unfortunately for David Carpenter, who had pitched so well up to yesterday, 2 kind of rough outings here the last couple of days.
So he is going to be lifted, and we will have a new pitcher coming in from the Angels bullpen. And it looks like Mitch Stetter, the left-hander, breaking the action. When we get back, we're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. They have a runner at second to the D-backs with 1 out. We'll be back with more Angels baseball in a moment on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Mitch Stetter is the new pitcher for the Angels. His first delivery missed for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Parra. Runner at second, a run in, 1-1, bottom of the 8th. There goes the runner. Now Stetter fires to second, and they have that runner Pennington in the rundown. The ball was mishandled by the Angels, but still a chance to get him at third base, and they will, with Stetter, the pitcher, actually applying the tag after that ball got away momentarily from the third baseman Caleb Coward. So they get him anyway. It wasn't a thing of beauty, but the Angels do get the runner caught in that rundown picked off.
Well executed, even though not the prettiest there at the end when Coward dropped the baseball. Able to recover it quickly. But great timing there on the lift of the leg and how the daylight play was put on there by Andrew Romine.
Here's the 1-0 now on Parra, and that one skipped off the glove of Hester, but nobody on base. That pickoff play ends up going 1-6-5-1.
Well, Mitch Stetter has come into more of these lefty specialist situations his last 3 outings.
And if he makes the Angels opening day roster, he certainly figures to be a situational lefty. There's a possibility if he does make the roster, the Angels would have 3 left-handers in the bullpen with Downs and Burnett, along with Stetter, who walks the batter Parra. That's not what Mike Scioscia was looking to see. And on ball 4 now, Mike is going to come out of the dugout, and he's going to make another move here. We see the Angels bringing in a player to go out in the outfield. We might have a double switch coming up here.
Absolutely. That's what's coming here. Mike getting ready for his Cincinnati series upcoming here, too.
Yeah, Matt Long's going to go out there and go into left field. We'll have a new pitcher coming into the game as well. So another pitching change for the Angels here with 2 outs in the 8th. We're tied at 1. We'll take a break on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. In their third pitcher here in this 8th inning, Robert Coelho will take over. Coelho, a former catcher who converted to pitching when he was in the Angels organization in his first go-around. He will take over, and we'll see if he can get the final out here, keeping the Diamondbacks off the scoreboard the rest of the way here in this inning. They've got 1 to tie it. So Stetter ended up walking the only batter that he faced, and now Coelho's first pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. Martin Prado's had a quiet night. He's hit the ball in the air 3 times. Twice to center. He's also lined out to second. So toss over to first, and the runner gets back to the bag safely. base runner at first base is the property of Stetter, who went a third of an inning. He did not allow any hits. He did walk a batter. Angels pitch out, nothing doing. One ball, one strike is the count. In spring, Cuello, he's working in his 8th game. His ERA is nearly 8. Giving up 5 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. Here's the next pitch. The runner goes on that one. The pitch is a ball. Hester's throw right on the money, and called safe is the base runner Parr at second. I think Sosha's going to go out, and rightfully so. Boy, it looked like he was out by a mile.
If anything, there was a tag that was missed. That's the only way this runner is safe at second base. And receiving the throw was Rodriguez, the second baseman.
That was Jordan Baker on the call. So it's called a stolen base. I don't know, Jose. We've watched the replay a few times. Here it might be a little better angle. Did he end up getting the glove on him? Well, maybe not.
It's tough to tell.
Yeah, it sure did look like he was
more times than not, that play is called out.
Right, I hear you. I mean, it's kind of, the phantom tag, if you will. And now the Angels, with first base open, are going to intentionally walk Prado. He'll take the bat out of his hands and put runners at first and second with 2 outs. There's the intentional walk. So in this inning, the last 4 batters for Arizona reached base safely, although the Angels have been able to get an out during this stretch because of a pickoff on Pennington. So 2 on, 2 outs.
Fucking tax are putting on us, goddammit.
Mike Sosha, not a happy camper right now in that Angel dugout. And here is the next batter for Arizona. This is going to be Eric Hinsky, who's going to pinch hit for Josh Wilson. So the veteran Hinsky, one of a number of veterans they have on this club, as a reserve player. Here's the pitch. He takes that one low, popped away from Hester, recovers, throws to third, and safe is that lead runner. Parra moves up to third on a wild pitch.
What are you doing, Prado? What are you doing?
It's a good read right there. Great secondary lead at second base. No hesitation whatsoever by Parra. And also a good job by the runner at first base, knowing that it's not automatic. Well, Mike Sosha continues to be quite involved managing here against his former teammate with the Dodgers, Kirk Gibson.
So the count's 1-0 on Hinsky. 2 outs, runners at the corners. The base runner at third base, Parra dancing around down the line, and there's a pitch that misses ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
Hinsky, a very useful bat for Kirk Gibson. He's had a very good spring.
Hinsky is hitting over 300 this spring. And this is a situation I'm sure he'll be called on a lot during the regular season. Come in as a late inning pinch hitter, left-handed batter. He chops this one foul over on the right side, so it's 2-1.
He's had plenty of experience with contenders after coming up as a solid third baseman. Rookie of the year in the American League in 2002 as a third baseman for Toronto. And he's found a nice running in his career, prolonged his career by becoming a utility guy. Little first base, little outfield. His days at third base are over with.
Mentioned his playoff experience. He's been on playoff teams with the Red Sox, the Rays, the Yankees, and the Braves. Hinsky, a former Rookie of the Year way back in 2002. AL Rookie of the Year. That's when he was with Toronto. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled back. Hinsky was a teammate way back when, over a decade ago, with former Angel Vernon Wells in Toronto. And Vernon Wells today in his first game with the Yankees, a game that ended up in a 4-4 tie against the Astros. Wells was 0 for 3. Drove in a run. He also left 4 runners on base in that ball game.
But a very solid spring for the Angels, hitting over 364 home runs. Past his physical, trade announced.
The count's 2-2. Cuello's next pitch. That's hit well into center field. He put a charge into that one. Shuck is going back. He's not going to get to it. And the ball smacks off the wall. Being waved around is the second runner. They've already got one in on that 2-run double. And now Arizona has a 3-1 lead. Oh, yeah, that was a bomb out there to center field. And it came on a 2-strike pitch.
I was talking about Arizona and the problems they had with their production offensively after the 7th inning last year. Not here. And of course, they're hoping that this translates into production after the 7th inning, where they only hit 199 in games that were close.
One of those runs will go against Stetter. And the other one charged here against Cuello, who's trying to get the final out. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the right side. Backing out of play. Will Nieves is the batter. And this is his first time up. He replaced Montero behind the plate. He's hitting in his number 5 spot. So the Angels are going to be down by at least 2 when we get to the 9th inning. And keep in mind, the Angels had a 1-run lead coming into this bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. That one is tipped foul back behind the plate. One thing this spring, and hopefully it's not going to be a trend, but we've seen it far too often, Jose. The Angels have not been able to hold on to late leads here in the Cactus League.
That's kind of scuffing. And we cannot attribute it only to young pitchers anymore. Those days are gone away.
Here's the pitch, and that's bounced through the left side for a base hit. Hinsky will get into third. Now the ball gets away from Long, so Hinsky, who is going to be held up, will walk in and score. That's going to be a hit and an error, and now the D-backs, with their 4th run in the inning, they lead it 4-1.
Another pitch up in the zone from Cuello that gets hit quite hard. And the pressure has been pretty much on the Angels defense throughout this whole inning.
Well, as brilliant as Weaver was, the Angels bullpen has just not done much at all here in this 8th inning. The first inning they were called on here tonight. Hit and error on the left fielder, Matt Long. 4-1 Arizona, runner at second. And the pitch. And taking that one is Goldschmidt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Cuello has given up a pair of runs since he came into the ball game. The last run here right now is unearned due to that error. There's a pitch that is inside, and he's fallen behind 2-0. Since coming in, Cuello has intentionally walked the batter, given up a 2-run double and a single, so he hasn't retired anyone. He's also thrown a wild pitch since coming in. Here's the next delivery, and he misses again. It's now 3-0. We get to the top of the 9th. Long is scheduled, then Shuck. And Calhoun is the 3rd batter scheduled in the 9th. 4-1 Arizona. Here's the pitch. That's right in there for a called strike. Cuello is ready. And the next delivery, he misses. He walked him on 4 pitches. Goldschmidt gets the walk. Mike Butcher is headed out to the mound. The ninth batter in the inning will be Alfredo Marte. Second walk given up by Coelho since coming in. As Mike Butcher continues to chat with the Angels reliever, we want to remind you on Saturday, April the 13th, the Angels will take on the Houston Astros. Game time will be at 6:05. Now, fans in attendance will receive a Mike Trout bobblehead courtesy of State Farm while supplies last that evening. You can purchase tickets by stopping by the Angels Stadium ticket office or going to angels.com. And we also want to remind you the groups of 20 or more can now experience Angels games in a whole new way. The new Trout Farm. It's presented by Smile Generation. It's the official cheering section for outfielder Mike Trout. Group sitting in this section will receive an exclusive Trout Farm shirt with their purchase. For more information and to purchase tickets, go to angels.com/groups. First pitch, and that one is a pitch that is in there for a strike. Marte at the plate. Coelho ready. His next pitch inside. 1-1 to count. Carpenter faced 3 batters in this inning. Stetter 1. Coelho is facing his 5th batter in the inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Drilled but foul. Back to the seats and out of play. The attendance tonight, 12,272. This is the 11th time this spring that they've had a crowd here of 11,000 plus or more.
It's been an outstanding place to come watch a ball game on a beautiful spring night.
Here's the next pitch, and that is a blast into left field, and you can kiss that thing goodbye. Boy, that was a no-doubter right there. That one, that could have been somewhere in the 450 range. He really clobbered that one, did Marte. So what an inning it's turned out to be for Arizona. That 3-run shot. They have scored 7 runs here in this 8th inning. 7-1. Arizona hadn't scored a run all night until this inning.
Coelho has been up in the zone, no secret. His breaking ball has not had the bites we saw early in camp when he's down in the zone, and the fastball has been pretty flat. So for a quiet team that was happy to get Jared Weaver out of there, you can see how well they have responded.
Second home run in the inning for Arizona. Pollock is the batter. 10th batter up here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the next pitch from Coelho. That's a breaking ball that's cut on and missed. He's way in front now. 0-2.
Coelho was a pitcher that early in camp the Angels were going to very closely follow and give a very close look to. Eventually ended up sending him to minor league camp, but they have called him over and over again to pitch in some big league games.
And here's one that he lifts in the air into center field. Shuck is now out there. He's under, and he will retire the batter Pollock for the 2nd time in the inning. Pollock hit 2 fly balls to center in the inning, and that half inning took a half an hour. We're headed now to the 9th. It's Arizona on top. They lead it 7-1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. go to the ninth inning, and what was a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the eighth is now a 7-1 Arizona lead going to the top of the ninth. J.J. Putz, the closer for the D-backs, will come in to work this ninth inning, and Matt Long will be the first batter up for the Angels. This will be his first at bat. He's sitting out of Peter Borges' leadoff spot. A few other changes for Arizona. They have a new look in the outfield, a couple of new faces out there. We'll pick those up for you in just a moment as that pitch is in there for a strike. They also have a new second baseman in the game. J.J. Putz replaces Heath Bell. And Bell, even though he didn't pitch very well, he could end up being the winner in this ball game. Here's the pitch, and that one is high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Heath Bell went 1 inning. Faced the Angels in the eighth. He gave up 2 hits. 1 run was earned. He walked the batter and did not strike out any. So Putz is set, and here's the pitch. That one is high and outside. J.J. Putz, as he is working, is appearing in his 5th game this spring. ERA is 2.25. Worked 4 innings. He's given up 1 run with 4 strikeouts in those 4 innings of work. Here's the next pitch that's in there on Long for a strike. So the count even, it's 2-2. Evan Marzilli is the new center fielder right now for Arizona, as he came into the ballgame replacing A.J. Pollock. Here's the next pitch, and Long swings and misses. He was fooled on that split finger fastball, struck him out. The new second baseman for Arizona is Taylor Harbin. And the batter now for the Angels with 1 out here in the ninth inning is J.B. Shuck, who's had a 1-for-3 game, left-handed hitter. Putz is set, and his pitch. That's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Putz had 32 saves last year. He was 32 out of 37 in save chances. And over the last 2 years, a guy who has saved 77 games. He's had a couple of 40 save seasons in his big league career. The pitch that's popped up on the left side. That's going to get back to the seats and out of play. J.J. Putz, the Diamondbacks closer. He's always been a big strikeout pitcher. Averaged just over 10 every 9 innings of work last year. He has a good arm. He will top out around 95 with that fastball. And there's a pitch that caught the outside part of the plate on a 2-strike delivery, and out looking is Shuck. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the ninth inning. The Angels are down to their final out in the ballgame. And Cole Calhoun gets set for his 4th at bat. He's gone 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. Putz is ready. And here's the pitch. That one misses low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Angels with 1 more remaining here in Arizona. That's tomorrow afternoon. We'll be back in Tempe. That'll be a noon start tomorrow. Jared Richards will get the start for the Angels against Texas, and the pitch. This one is grounded to third base. It's handled there by Prado. His throw is in time, and the ball game is over. So it ends on a 5-3 ground out. The Angels go down 1-2-3 here in the ninth inning. So a night where the 2 starters were brilliant. Weaver going 7, giving up 2 hits, no runs, and Ian Kennedy 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 hits and no runs. It ended up being decided by the bullpen, and certainly as far as the Diamondbacks were concerned, their relief work better than the Angels here tonight as they come away with the win 7-1. The Angels' Cactus League record now, with one more remaining here in Arizona. 8 wins, 18 losses. And the Angels have had 4 ties, and for the D-backs, their record this spring, 15 wins, 14 losses. And they have had a couple of ties this spring at those D-backs. Angels falling here tonight by the final, again, of 7-1. The ball game ended up taking 2 hours and 37 minutes, and that included that half an hour bottom of the 8th. That's how fast the pace we were on until things really hit a speed bump in the bottom of the 8th. Let's go down to Jose Modi, standing by with Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks a lot, Terry. Mike, on the good side, Jared Weaver was able to get out there 7 times, pretty economical. After the first inning, what did he do to pretty much change the results?
I think he found some things in his delivery. He felt more comfortable with everything. Jose, his timing was better. Started really hitting good spots in the fastball. Really good changeup tonight. That's a good outing for Weave, and hopefully carry momentum into his first start.
With so many questions still out there for the bullpen, do you evaluate tonight based on results or based on how guys were trying to get their work in and getting that work in?
We're past getting work in. We're out there to get outs, and unfortunately, a couple of our guys who are fighting for spots had a little trouble getting the ball into some zones. I thought Carp threw some good pitches, and whether he had Chavez struck out or not, those pitches were really close. He didn't get a call, and some veteran hitters came off the bench and got some big hits for him. But we're past the point of getting work in. We need to get outs.
What is the situation with Scott Downs right now, and also Mitch Stetter and his opportunities of perhaps making the ball club?
Well, anytime you go out there and do well, you're putting yourself in a good position, and Mitch has been doing a good job tonight. One got away from him walking Parra, but Scott Downs he threw a power pen today, and he'll get back out there in the Freeway Series and work towards his work towards opening day.
Mike, throughout the spring, thank you very much for your time.
All right, Jose, thank you.
Terry, that's all yours.
All right, thanks, Jose. Again, the final score tonight, the Angels drop it to Arizona 7-1 here at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick in Scottsdale. For those of you who have been watching on the TV side on Fox Sports West, Jose and Michael Eaves will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on the radio side, we'll have more for you coming up in just a moment. Again, the final 7-1 Arizona. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.